Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing this evening on this manic Monday? I hope you have an amazing day. I hope your day was beautiful. We got a lot to talk about. Welcome to my live. I am Queen Lillie. Hello, hello, hello. We are discussing Donald Trump from this shutdown, the SNAP benefits cut off. Now he's complaining about grocery stores wanting to help and give discounts to people that are on SNAP that he cut their benefits off. Donald Trump, you don't run the world. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ run this world. Sit your wide back, silverback, bad body built ASS down, please. Things are just too much out of hand. It is so out of hand. Some of the things I was looking at before I came on here, it was making me sad. And I'm like, I don't even know if I want to go live. I would be honest. If I didn't care about getting the word out to the people, I would step away from this because I'm not going to lie. It becomes so draining and unbearable to have to talk about somebody mistreating people. Donald Trump is not just mistreating one person, but over 42 million people. Yes, over 42 million people. Y'all got to understand, this is not an easy task to get up here and talk about Donald Trump every day. It's not. But I want to thank y'all for supporting me and coming to my live because I could not do this without you. Hello, King Ellen. How you doing, my love? Hello, King. How you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm kind of just lounging around, got my little Hawks t-shirt on because I used to love to go to the Hawks games. So I'm just chilling. But I'm not going to lie, I had a hard time coming on this live. This is dreadful. Very dreadful. So we're going to touch the different subjects of Madani, Cuomo, and Cuomo don't want to be honest with the American people and tell the truth who's backing him. Donald Trump is backing him. That's who's backing him. Madani is for the people, and he will win. I'm so glad that what's his name, Eric Hayes is gone, or whatever his name was, because he wasn't a good mayor for New York. But Cuomo is what, not Cuomo, Lord Jesus, no. He was once the governor. Madani is what the people need. Is what we need right now in this moment. He's not just for one race. He's for every race. And that's what we need, America. We don't need anybody that's about one race because God made a rainbow when he made us. Diversity wins. Diversity wins every time. Hello. Hey, Queen, sweet lady. Let's eat. Y'all, I'm having a menopause episode right now. I'm getting a little hot and it's cold outside. It's probably 42 outside, but I'm in here sweating. Hello, King DJ David. How you doing? One moment, y'all. I'm going to have to turn my air conditioner on. One moment. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm having a hot flash. Sorry. And it's cold outside. And I'm like, okay. One started early, but today it has been getting me. But we got so much to cover. Again, Madani is going to win the election against Cuomo. I got faith that it's going to happen. We're going to talk about Erica Kirk. Honey, Miss Vance better watch out. She better start preparing. She better start preparing because jdvance is already in another bed, in my opinion. Her husband, Ursula, whatever that Ursula, girl, your husband already in the bed with somebody else, girl. He ain't even humping the couch no more. Honey, Erica got your man, and it's time for you to start taking some of that money out of his account, putting it to the side, set yourself up well for you and those beautiful children. You got to do what you got to do because, honey, your man done moved on, and he ain't telling you. I'm telling y'all, the Heritage Project already, the people that's over it, Peter Thiel, no, they already done told jdvance, Usher does not fit the plan for America. If you're going to replace Donald Trump and run in 2028, you need your blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman. Erica is attractive. Used to be. Jenny has. She looks a mess. I'm just going to be honest, and I'm not hating. That was a beautiful brown woman. When you build a man that doesn't mean you well, and he down your people about their skin and how they speak, what and language and religion, You'll become Osa, whatever her name is. I can't even say her name right. You'll become that. Yes, you will. You got to get a man that's got a plan and don't mind you being brown or black. Because there's some white men out there don't mind a little color in their life. But I don't think JD Vance wants that anymore. So Erica's going to be the one that's going to take over because Peter Thiel and them, they see Donnie falling each day. His approval rating is at 39%. And I really believe it's less than that. But the statistic says 39% approval rating. Obama had a 64% approval rating when he went in. And then he won. The American people, even the people that didn't like his skin, began to love President Barack Obama. Donald Trump is at the lowest for ratings than any other president. Donald Trump has the lowest ratings than any other president in this world, y'all. Hold on, I got to find the chart. I saved the chart. Bear with mama. Just my beautiful kings and queens. Bear with me. I saved this chart to show y'all that Donald Trump has the lowest ratings. Yes. I have to find it later. We got a lot that I may not be able to show today, but I'm going to get to as much as I can. Hello, King Corey Howard. Hello, King Dustin. Hello, Queen Victoria. Hello, Queen Elma. Hello, King George. Hello, No Sheep. Hello, Queen Victoria. How you doing, love? Hello, King Stephen. Hello, King DJ David. Let me turn my do not disturb on because things popping up on my screen. We can't get distracted today. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, I turned on my do not disturb. We got a lot to cover. We're going to go ahead and just get into this because this right here is pertaining to SNAP as well. So this is something that happened not too long ago, just a couple years ago. And Donnie Boy didn't have a problem with this situation. Hold on.
Just in case y'all forgot, Brett Favre stole $20 million from SNAP to build a gym for his daughter's school. Brett Favre, a multimillionaire who played football, stole from a government-assisted program that they are cutting right now because the Republicans aren't getting their way. Guess what Brett Favre is, by the way? A Republican. Just in case y'all forgot.
Oh, that doesn't surprise us about what Brett did. Do y'all not recall that? He stole from SNAP, took that money and built a gym for his daughter's school. A Republican. It doesn't surprise me. But now we got a Republican, supposed to be conservative man in the Oval Office that's taking SNAP from 42 million people. It went into effect November 1st. The judge has stated that Donald Trump cannot do that. It's illegal. So what Donnie doing now? He's mad. So he tells the grocery stores, you can't give discounts. What the F is wrong with this man? What the F is wrong with this man, God? It's out of control. Hold on.
Here he is at his 1920s themed Halloween party at his $1 million mansion. The billionaire president, who has taken billions of dollars in crypto money, has never been richer off of the backs of us. And as it says here, Donald Trump is partying with his wealthy billionaire donor friends in Florida just hours before crucial programs like SNAP, Head Start, and more expire for millions of Americans. You do not hate him enough. Well, I don't think we should hate anyone, but I do think that we should make sure that Donald Trump suffers politically from these actions. And just putting a pin in this, Donald Trump also renovated the Lincoln bathroom. And again, while folks are not going to be able to eat because they're not getting SNAP benefits, Donald Trump thought it was an important time to remind Americans that they spent taxpayer money to make a gilded marble bathroom. Here's how it used to look. Here's how it looks now. So Donald Trump doesn't care that Americans are suffering. He doesn't care at all. Here he is at his 1920s.
A marble bathroom. Why? People don't have food. Thank God for the food banks. I'm going to be honest, sometime in my life, I have been to a food bank. Yes, I have. So I understand completely. Even if I haven't been to a food bank, I would still understand. This man doesn't care. He just wants to destroy America. He's not helping America. He's destroying America. One moment, please.
We have some news right now. The Trump administration is emailing grocery stores across the country, telling them and reminding them that they cannot give special treatment, like subtle discounts, to individuals that rely on SNAP benefits during this difficult time for many Americans. Essentially, some groceries around the country started offering discounts for SNAP and EBT eligible Americans because they simply can't afford full price groceries at a time where SNAP benefits aren't being paid out. And now they have to comply with the equal treatment rule, which prohibits grocery stores from selling products to individuals eligible for SNAP at a reduced rate. But if you think about this equal treatment rule, it's prohibit grocery stores from reducing the rate of food for SNAP payments, not giving discounts for individuals when SNAP payments are unavailable. And many are now saying that this is just cruelty on behalf of the Trump administration. And now grocery stores across the country are pulling any of these discounts it was giving those eligible for SNAP and food assistance. Spread the word, follow along for all the news you need to know about. We have some news right now.
Subscribe to Aaron Partners on YouTube. He is one of the best that has ever done it. Everything I show you is fair use, great for educational purpose, great entertainment, and great for research purposes. And I always throw a little comedy in there. So what are we doing, my beautiful kings and queens? We are doing research. That's what we're doing. Why make the people suffer? He's pulling a Hitler move, a Hitler demonic move. That's what Donald Trump is doing right now to the American people. Make them starve, then they'll come begging like peasants. But he forgot we got our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and he will provide. If you have to use other people as a vessel, God always provides. So Donnie, the scandal that he is, take a listen.
Calling it the Schumer shutdown, but I'm calling it the Epstein recess. Not only are we shut down, we're in recess, and that's unconventional, unprecedented in the 13 years I've been in Congress. The other thing that Speaker Johnson established a precedent on himself. He swore into members during a pro forma session. They happen to be Republicans, and now he has no real good reason for why he's not swearing in the Democrat during pro forma session.
Okay, so one of two things. Either A, they are still eating themselves alive, which is likely yes, but also maybe this is the only Republican congressman who this administration doesn't have blackmail on, because why is Thomas Massie, a Republican congressman, speaking up against this administration and those files? As a millennial, I've lived through the he didn't kill himself memes for the last decade. It seems weird that the campaign promise would be to release those files. And yet here we are 11 months in, we still don't have those files. In fact, the UK just removed a royal prince for his association with those people. Do not think that they're going to be high profile, high influential people listed. Are we using it as blackmail, or are we just protecting people who have power in this country from being persecuted? All I know is Mike Johnson refusing to swear in a Democratic elected official at this point while swearing in Republican officials is fishy.
He's calling it the Schumer shutdown, but I'm calling it Epstein recess.
The Epstein recess, that makes so much sense. It was sad the SNAP benefits are being played with because of the Epstein situation. They're not signing in, they're not doing anything to help the American people because Mike Johnson and MAGA Republicans refuse to swear in a leader. And your SNAP benefits are tied into that.
Jeffries, I guess on the Epstein files, which still have not been released, on a personal note, how does it feel to work with so many grown adults who have been obstructing the release of these Epstein files and, in effect, protecting pedophiles?
Well, the Trump administration and Mike Johnson are running a pedophile protection program. That's what they've been doing. And that's the reason why they refuse to swear in Representative-elect Adelita Verhoeven. For weeks now, she was elected in late September decisively. And Representative-elect Adelita Verhoeven still hasn't been sworn in because she'll become the 218th vote on an up or down piece of legislation that will require Department of Justice to release the Epstein files. And yet week after week after week have gone by, and Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva is unable to serve 800,000 plus people in the state of Arizona, all because of the pedophile protection program being run by Mike Johnson and House Republicans at the direction of their boss, Donald J. Trump.
Leader Jeffries, I guess on the Epstein files, which still have not been released, on a personal note, how does it feel to work with so many grown adults who...
Mike Johnson used to have a little young black boy living in his household. His wife said she can cure gay. Well, baby, get your husband off the grind, okay? Because you ain't cured your husband, apparently. She's supposed to be a counselor in the church that can cure the gay. Lolita needs to be sworn in. Release the Epstein files. Because I hope that guy really does release your grinder information. Because if I knew how to do it, I would. One moment, please.
Some major news right now. Donald Trump is going on a major rant on Truth Social, now saying and officially endorsing Andrew Cuomo in the New York City mayoral primary tomorrow, saying that if Cuomo doesn't win, if Mamdani wins, that he will pull most federal funding from New York City, which in theory is illegal. He also went on a rant talking about how the poll numbers that are coming out showing his disapproval rating at an all-time high are just completely fake, and that he has some of the best poll numbers, even though that's not actually what's happening right now. He then spent time writing about how energy prices will go up if Democrats win in New Jersey and Virginia tomorrow, which is also not true. He is really lashing out ahead of tomorrow's elections because all signs point to a Democratic sweep, including a significant win for Zohran Mamdani, the Democratic nominee in New York City's mayoral race. I'll continue providing you updates, obviously, as we get more information, and I'll be covering election. Right now, Donald Trump is going on a major rant on Truth, now saying, and
Donald Trump is always threatening people. That's what a bully does. He never matured from being in elementary school. And he's not smarter than the fifth grader. Threatening to pull federal funding from New York. Oh no, he hates New York because of Tisha James. She had him by his balls and she ain't let go. She held on tight to them little bitty balls. His little hands. Donnie is mad. He is a madman like Hitler. He would do anything to win. He don't like Cuomo. They don't like each other. But Donald Trump sees the benefit in backing him. And if he doesn't win, Madani wins, he plans on trying to pull federal funding, which is illegal. Madani gonna win. New York got something for you, Donnie boy. Get over yourself. Go change your Depends. You got a diaper rash, baby.
Trump is having a disastrous Monday morning. This may be one of the worst days of his entire term, of both terms, in fact. He was just hit with catastrophic polling from CNN 24 hours before the critical November 4th elections, where Prop 50 in California to do a mid-decade redistricting there is on the ballot, where you have critical governor's races in Virginia and New Jersey are on the ballot there. Donald Trump just got this data from CNN. His disapproval rating right now is 63%. That's worse term based on the CNN polling. In other words, his polling right now is worse than it was when he left office following the January 6th insurrection. And it's not just the CNN poll, it's catastrophic polling across the board, across all demographics, across every single issue he's underwater in. Again, the TIP poll, the YouGov poll, the Economist poll. Donald Trump is indeed a historic president. He is the most historically unpopular president at this time in history, and all the Trump sycophants are trying to make sense of it. Cat Turd, a MAGA Republican influencer, is like, these polls are all fake, it's all fake. And again, 37% of Americans approve, 63% disapprove. Then when it comes to the generic ballot, if the midterms were held tomorrow, based on this CNN poll, who would the American people want to control Congress by a margin of 47 to 42%. The American people want Democrats to control Congress. Also, let's take a look at YouGov. As Owen Winter says, in our polling with YouGov, since the start of his second term, Trump's net approval has fallen 17 points among white Americans, 28 points among Hispanic Americans, and 38 points among Black Americans. So he's net negative 74 amongst Black Americans, net negative 37 among Hispanic Americans, and net negative 1 now amongst white Americans. So he's underwater right now with white Americans. Now you take a look at the TIP poll as well. There, Donald Trump's approval is only 40% there. And again, just look at other data and you'll see why he's so loathed and detested.
That is Midas Touch Network. Please, please, please subscribe to Midas Touch Network and follow them on Instagram. You would not regret it. I watch them every day, sometimes a couple times a day, because I enjoy them. One moment, please.
Zohran Mamdani is going to be the next mayor of New York City, and here's why. Last night, he went in a bar crawl of sorts where he started off at Poppy Juice, which is a queer Latino party in Brooklyn.
A deep thank you to Poppy Juice for creating a space for queer and trans New Yorkers.
Then ended up at an Afrobeat Caribbean party. It's singing New York by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys and the Afrobeat songs. And the same week, he went with the elderly Latina ladies dancing to merengue, and the other day he put out an ad in Arabic, not just one Arabic, but several dialects of Arabic.
بعرف شو نفكر شكلي كأني صهركم من الشام بس العربي تبعي بده شوية شغل ما هيك أنا حابب اليوم أطلب.
This man speaks Spanish in ads, he's speaking Arabic, he's going with the Asian population, the Black population, and he's showing that he cares about every facet of this city. Eric Adams used this position to be able to get into the club because he's a loser. Zohran Mamdani walked into the club to show that he understands us, he listens to the music, he understands several cultures. Disgraced deadbeat mayor Eric Adams is a loser, and he only was mayor just so he could be a socialite. This isn't that. I'm just saying.
Damn, Madonna gonna win, y'all. I'm excited about it because I love to see different cultures in positions that show that diversity matters. And Donald Trump has pushed so many Black people out of jobs because he says the DEI. It ain't about the DEI, anyone. Not at all. It is about he hates Black people. It is about Black people are the most educated in this country. Black women are the most educated in this country, and that is a fact. And he don't like Black women at all. So what does Donnie do? He tries to suppress the Black people. But God has something coming for him. He may think he's mighty and powerful, but you're not. And in the politics of it all, some more about Cuomo and Trump.
It was just on 60 Minutes, Cuomo. You're his guy.
No. First of
Trump said you're his candidate. If he had to pick a bad Democrat or what did he say? Or a communist, he's picking you.
Hello?
I think that they cut him off. I think he had to rap.
You just get, oh.
He talk like Trump.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Cuomo ran because he don't mind getting the backing from the orange man, but he doesn't want to be attached to him. He never liked Trump. He's a never Trump guy. Do y'all not recall when he was governor, the things he said about Donald Trump? Now you had to go begging with your hand out for some help from the person you despise. How low can you go, Cuomo? How low can you go to go down to the likings of Donald Trump? That's low, baby. You weren't raised like that. Your father raised great sons, but you turned out to be a moron like Donald Trump. Naughty boy. Santa not bring you anything, honey. So let's listen to our queen, VP Kamala Harris, President Kamala Harris, because she's the true winner. Donald Trump said out of his mouth that election was rigged in his favor. So let's listen to our girl.
All right, then. It is about reminding folks that we refuse to kneel at the foot of a tyrant. That's not what we do. We stand for the principles upon which our nation was founded. We believe in the Constitution of the United States. We believe in the power of the vote. And we are prepared, when necessary, to fight fire with fire. California is taking a stand to say we understand the difference between right and wrong, and we will step up when necessary to make sure the voices of the people are heard. Let's get this done. I dropped my ballot already. Let's get this done, and we will win on Tuesday. Are we gonna do this?
We are gonna do this, y'all. We're gonna win. We will take our country back. The Donald Trump regime is a liar. The devil is a liar. Donald Trump is the Antichrist, in my opinion, but we will win. We will take this country back. We will have our SNAP for our American citizens. You will have cheap insurance rates. Donald Trump is a liar. What I say, the devil is a liar. Amen on that. Let's listen to Jennifer Newsom.
Right now, I will not raise my children to think Donald Trump is an acceptable American leader. Nor that he is what the leader of our great country should behave like. I won't raise them to think his terror enables his power and that his greed equals success. He is the exact opposite of what real strength looks like. So in our house, Gavin and I will continue to teach our kids what strength really looks like. If you see someone sitting alone at a table, you invite them to your table. If you see someone being bullied, you speak up and ask an adult for help. And you always, always tell the truth. Maybe if Donald Trump's parents had taught him any of these lessons, we wouldn't be in this mess. On the contrary, Trump is enriching his immediate family and cronies. He is stripping away our rights and our democracy. When he knows he's going to lose, he cheats. When the game isn't rigged for him, he rigs it himself. Sometimes no is a full sentence. Trust me. That's right. But Donald Trump's never accepted no for an answer. He's a con artist, a predator, a malignant narcissist, in chief, and the worst president in our nation's history. And I will tell you right now, I will not raise my children to think Donald Trump is an acceptable American leader.
Donald Trump is not an American idol. He is the Antichrist that sits in the Oval Office. He has had parts of the Oval Office torn apart so he can have his crusty ballroom and bunkers rebuilt underground because he's scared. He think he's not leaving that Oval Office. You getting out, Dunny boy, because we can no longer take your body over. You gotta go.
There's still Christians saying with a straight face that Donald Trump was sent by God or is doing God's work, because I genuinely cannot think of anything less Christ-like than throwing a party with all your billionaire buddies at the same time that you're about to kick 42 million Americans off of the SNAP benefits that help them feed their families. Like, let's really think about this. Jesus would heal people regardless of their background or their social class or status, but you guys are good with Trump going after people's healthcare and making it so expensive it's a recipe for bankruptcy. The Bible instructs us to take care of migrants and people in need, and yet he is sending masked men into the streets to break up and terrorize innocent families. He even publicly admitted to a Fox News host that he doesn't doesn't think he's going to get into heaven. That's his own assessment of his own character, and you guys are still putting him on a religious pedestal. I don't get it. What Christian quality does he actually exemplify? Like, genuinely, I want to know, because I feel like there are none. How are there still Christians saying with a straight face that Donald Trump was sent by God or is doing God's work? Because I genuinely cannot think of anything less Christ-like than throwing a party with all your billionaire buddies at the same time that you're about to kick 42 million Americans off of the SNAP benefits that help them feed their families. Like, let's really think about this. Jesus would heal people regardless of their background or their social class or status, but you guys are good with Trump going after people's healthcare and making it so expensive it's a recipe for bankruptcy. The Bible instructs us to take care of migrants and people in need, and yet he is sending masked men into the streets to break up and terrorize innocent families. He even publicly admitted to a Fox News host that he doesn't think he's going to get into heaven. That's his own assessment of his own character, and you guys are still putting him on a religious pedestal. I don't get it. What Christian quality does he actually exemplify? Like, genuinely, I want to know, because I feel like there are none. How are there still Christians saying with a straight
They're not Christians. They're not of Christ, baby girl. They're not of Christ, honey. No. See, just the thing. The Bible has been changed up by the white man so many times. And it's nothing but manipulation from thee. But we know the Bible, what God presented to us, and we're going to live by that. Because God did not say, take away diversity and hate another race. That's not what God is about. But that's what the Antichrist is about. Donald Trump is about divide and conquer. Oh, he conquered the snagger-tooth bandits and the rotten-tooth bandits and the ones with the booty dudes. That's who he conquered. But he didn't conquer you and I. We're not dumb. We're educated. One moment, please.
Quick question. Whatever happened to the Trump phones from a few months ago that like a bunch of people pre-ordered that are like made in America? Because they're not. His website just sells renewed or reused or whatever term phones now. How do these people keep falling for it? And like the Trump watches that literally said rump. Like, he gets you guys every time. Maybe after like the 9th grift you'll learn. Maybe double digits. I don't know. Hey, a quick question. Whatever happened to the Trump phones?
Yeah, MAGA. Tell me in the chat. Whatever happened to the Trump phones, baby? Warren MN said, I believe in God. He's not doing God's work. King said, feed my sheep and I shall feed you. Amen. You don't take away food from people's tables, Donnie boy. Tony Love. This is what he said. The Oval Office is not torn apart. You put torn apart. It's torn. It is a East Wing. I said in the White House, you nincompoop. But I'm going to spread love today. I love you, Tony Love. I'm not going to argue with you. I never meant the Oval Office. You knew exactly what I meant. But you got a tampon stuck in your behind and you want to come for me because I'm talking about your savior, Donald Trump. You better be worried about Jesus Christ as your savior because we are in trying times. Get your brain right. Get your brain right and pull out your tampon so you can think better. I know it's painful, but your back door is so wide open, you got to go to the emergency room and get it sewed up. You can't even keep your bowel movement in. Get thee away from me, Satan. All right. We're going to continue, okay? Right now, our country is in downfall due to Donnie Boy and Mike Johnson and the Heritage Founders, Peter Thiel, etc.
If Andrew can no longer be prince because of Jeffrey Epstein, Trump can no longer be president because of Jeffrey Epstein. I think Trump understands this. I have no doubt Mike Johnson understands this. I believe even large swaths of the otherwise imbecilic MAGA understand this. It is why Trump and Johnson and the others are starving the needy, dissolving Congress, destroying the domestic balance of power, cutting the work infrastructure at airports, government agencies, services. It is why they are even cutting the legs out from under every Republican candidate in tomorrow's handful of elections. Andrew has been convicted of nothing. Trump has been convicted of nothing. There are no astounding legal findings against Andrew. There are no astounding legal findings against Trump. There are probably no smoking guns about Andrew in the Epstein files. There are probably no smoking guns about Trump in the Epstein files. But just as importantly, the English monarchy wants to publicly atone for Andrew. It is apparently pressing him to reveal what he knows about Epstein, presumably what he knows about Trumpstein. While Trump, only Trump, would throw a Gatsby party with himself as Gatsby in the middle of his own sex ring crisis. In any event, if Andrew can no longer be prince because of Jeffrey Epstein, Trump can no longer be president because of Jeffrey Epstein. All that and more in
the Trumpstein. Trumpstein, I love that. The Trumpstein files. That's what it is. The Trumpstein files. There's no better way to put it than that. It's no longer the Epstein files. It's the Trumpstein files. Pedophiles. The ones that governed by the PUSSY. Touch them when they don't want to be touched. Those people. The one that said when he RAPE E. Jean Carroll, she wanted to be done that way, and that she said she liked it. That monster in the Oval Office. So now we're going to get into the category of Usher Vance, jdvance. Yeah. In his situation, because Miss Kirk is cutting a full split on his DI ick. You know what I'm saying? So this is a message for Usher Vance. Girl, you're in danger. Hurry up and pick a divorce, but first put away a good stash of money and only leave him with the couch. Practically take everything. You wasted your brown beauty on him.
This message is for Usher Vance. So if you're not Usher Vance, you can scroll along or you can stick around. So you know, if you find yourself in a situation like Usher is in right now, maybe you can take this advice. Usher, girl. She fucking me. First of all, that's happening. And second of all, there's two ways out of this for you at this point, baby. Divorce or death. And you're married to a trash person who has no morals and no ethics and will say and do anything for power. So if I were you, I would pick divorce before he picks death. Because wouldn't it be poetic justice if he's suffering the same way that she's suffering? And that just makes it okay for them to suffer together? Baby, they're gonna fucking man. And I don't know if it's been on a couch, but it's definitely been happening. Ooh, you in a pickle, girl. You are in a pickle. And you put yourself in it. Because if it wasn't for you, that boy wouldn't have even got out of law school. You supported a trash-ass person, and now look, you finna get thrown in the trash. Girl, you better divorce or death, and you better pick divorce before he picks death. That's all I'm saying. That man has no scruples. That man has no morals, and you have children. I wouldn't listen. Money don't fix shit. When your soul is bankrupt,
Amen.
Baby, you can have all the money in the world, and it's not gonna fix shit. It's not gonna make anything better. So, Usha, you better get your ass together and divorce or death. And this is the last amount of grace I can even offer to your trash ass, because you're trash for marrying that trash ass motherfucker and supporting that trash ass motherfucker, all for power, for proximity to power. Because you see he ain't giving your ass no power, and you see he ain't giving no brown people no power. You see he ain't even giving no Sikhs no power. He said he wished you were the baby. I wish I fucking would be married to some trash like that. You, baby, you was a dummy. Divorce or death. Take my advice. Or don't.
Oh, sure, you better choose divorce. But put your good stash of money. Be moving money around. Don't tell him, girl, be smiling. Start fixing up. You still gonna leave him, though. Start back fixing up. Work out. Get your body back right. Get that grate covered. Put it on him real good every night. And before he leave the house, you put that mouth on him real good, girl. But you still divorce that MFer, because him and that doggone Erica Kirk, they're doing the bump and grind, girl. Wake up, Usher. Your man has moved on. Girl, Ron Rudolph. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to leave it as that. Okay, y'all. One moment, please. Miss Vance, this message is for you.
Message is for Usha Curry Vance, JD Vance's wife. If you are not her, feel free to stay, honey. But, sweetie, this one's for you, baby girl. I hate to be the one to tell you, but that man already gone. He gone. See, there's an agenda that they're pushing, and it does not include you. Because, see, how can you very well make America white again with an Indian wife? Hand on the hip, her hand on the back of his head, bodies pressed together, very much deliberate. Your man, your husband throwing you under the bus during his speech, talking about you switching to Christianity, sweetie, very much deliberate. Now, what it's going to come down to, baby cakes, is you're going to leave peacefully, or they're going to make sure to push you out. Now, truly, I don't give a fuck about you or your husband. But because I'm not a heartless bitch, I'm trying to give you a heads up. It's time to start gathering your thing, mamas. It's time to start moving around some monies, if you catch my drift. Get everything. Take everything that you can, except the couch. You don't want that couch. Guaranteed that couch got more action than you. Hey, I'm not the one that gossip, so you ain't heard it from me. Because I'm minding my black ass business while I'm all up in yours, but still minding mine. This message is for Usha Chilliker.
Usha girl, you better listen. Let me tell you something. You don't fit the bill what Peter Thiel and the MAGA Republicans want. They didn't like you from the beginning. They had a problem with your brown skin, girl. Ron Rudolph, start putting away some money. Listen to me, girl. Start stashing away that money. You keep smiling because you got them beautiful white teeth. Start back fixing yourself up. Dye your hair because it don't look good with all that gray. You're trying to pick. When you leave here, you got to get your new one, girl, because you're going to want to do a full split on something else. But anyway, you don't fit the bill of what Peter Thiel and Donald Trump don't want, because Danny gonna be pushed out of it because he's old and senile, and Peter Thiel and them see that they don't want to put him in there. He got to go, and the replacement for them always been JD Vance. They put JD Vance in that place. Ain't no telling what he did on his knees with them knee pads to get to where he is. I mean, in JD Vance, yes. He ain't talk about humping the couch and ran around here with a blonde wig on for nothing. You knew better than to marry him, bullshit. Because that boy was wearing a wig for a while. One moment, please. Hold on.
They are trying to replace Usha Vance with Erica Kirk. Because Erica Kirk and JD Vance is their Christian nationalist wet dream. And you won't convince me otherwise. What is this? What is this body language? When did we start putting our hands up in the hair of our friends when we hug? Yeah, no, you don't. This is weird. Oh, and then there's this one, JD. Why are your hands so low? There's no reason for them to be on her hips, but there they are. But if that's not enough, here is her introducing him at Turning Point.
I am tremendously blessed and honored tonight to be able to introduce to you a very, very dear friend, his wife. They are incredible. And I see no one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband.
Holy shit, they are trying to replace Usha Vance.
Usha Vance, you already out the door, girl. Don't let him manipulate you. No. Because, see, he sees your brown skin as a failure. They all do. You already out the door, girl. Take him for everything you can. You better get a private investigator, girl. Because there's proof the way he held them hips. She been throwing that ass in a circle. Throw that ass in a circle. Throw that ass. She been doing it to your man, girl. Do what you got to do and go pray about it. You're going to be fine. Put that money away, girl. Stash as much as you can and take everything he has. No, he wouldn't have been able to finish law school without you. His parents was on food stamps, but he one of the ones that's like Donald Trump. Glad to take the food off the table and take people's snap. When his mama was on food stamps. He was on food stamps. He looked down on you, girl. And this whole government shutdown has now been over 33 days. Hold on.
And, you know, I hear the Democrats are going to be blamed and the Republicans are going to be blamed. I actually think the president would be blamed. If there is a shutdown, and it's not going to be a horrible shutdown because, as you know, things will sort of keep
Well, it's a partial shutdown, right?
If there is a shutdown, I think it would be a tremendously negative mark on the president of the United States.
Well, Donnie boy, your pissy depends. It's a tremendous mark on your presidency. You're the problem.
Lies about everything, duh. But if he lies about this, we're in real trouble. Look, everyone hated econ in college because economics is a science and kind of a religion. Like if I say unemployment is 7%, that sounds bad, but 93% employment sounds great. So what's the truth? Well, job reports, GDP, inflation numbers, they all point to how our current government is doing, how their policies are working, and if it can impact buying power, your jobs, and our nation's long-term wealth and safety. So what if this current government is fudging those numbers and the relative strength of the country?
We built the greatest economy in the history of the world.
Okay, so in this case, it's this lying cockwaffle who has not gone a day in his life without some kind of grift. From Stormy Daniels to crypto, he cheats at everything.
We need to release the Epstein list.
So this week, we learned that inflation only rose 3% in September, lower than what experts were largely expecting.
I'm very excited about that.
The question is, can we trust Trump's numbers, and why is that important? Well, earlier this summer, some numbers came in and Trump didn't like them, so he killed the messenger and replaced her with someone who would give him the numbers he wanted.
A very disappointing number here. This is going to get Wall Street's attention. 73,000 jobs created.
President Donald Trump claimed, without evidence, that the numbers were biased and ousted the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
I believe the numbers were phony, just like they were before the election. And there were other times. So you know what I did? I fired her. And you know what? I did the right thing. We need people that we can trust.
People he can trust? No, he wants to make up numbers, like inflation. If Trump can con the Fed into lowering interest rates, Wall Street will get a woody, and that means the rich get richer. The vast majority of Americans don't own stocks. They're struggling with rent, food, school, car payments, and the tariffs help Trump's butt soldiers manipulate markets like it did for Dairy Queen.
And new data shows Representative Green bought stock in Lululemon, Dell, Amazon, and the parent company of Restoration Hardware last week, all of which were down about 40% because of President Trump's tariff threats. Stocks then surged after President Trump announced a 90-day pause on tariffs.
Lying to your lenders is bad enough when you're an individual. It's even worse when you're a country. And that's what Trump is doing. After he fired the head of the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics following disappointing jobs data, the world asked, how full of shit is this fucker? Trump's choice of a partisan hack to lead the government's economic data agency, well, that was enough to worry global economic and financial circles. And there's a historical precedent for this fear. Countries like Greece and Argentina, they've both been punished by investors for putting out manufactured numbers in the past. Punished as their economies collapsed. Look, Trump is manipulating data. At stake is the health of an economy relied upon by nearly every person on earth, from Americans in Manhattan skyscrapers to quite literally garbage pickers living in developing nation slums. Trump has a U.S. economy on life support.
We're on life support. He ain't never lied. Right now, America is shooting bad. But he made sure Argentina was going to be okay. Donald Trump gave Argentina what? $40 billion? But he continued to take from the American people. MAGA, we were going to be great. Is that making America great? I don't think so. But what do I expect from a bird brain? Because most of MAGA don't have a college education. A lot of them dropped out in 5th grade, so they'll never be smarter than a 5th grader. The Republicans are slowly waking up from being drunk in love with Donnie's dumpy pants, pissy depends.
We have some news right now. Overnight, Donald Trump had another bizarre late night, all caps, Truth Social rant where he is upset at Republicans in his own party for refusing to abolish the filibuster. This is becoming a common theme. He continues to talk about how Republicans in the Senate need to get rid of the filibuster because remember, Trump only thought this government shutdown would last 10 days. In fact, it has lasted 33 days and counting. He now writes in an all-caps post, terminate the filibuster not just for the shutdown, but for everything else. We will get all of our common sense policies approved, including voter ID, and make America great again. This late night all caps Truth Social post is emblematic of a president who cannot control his own party in Congress right now, and he seemingly is lashing out publicly about it. So I'll provide you more updates, spread the word, full updates on my Substack, linked in bio, subscribe for free, follow along for more. We have some news right now. Overnight, Donald Trump had another.
Him and his little Truth Social fingers, they just get out of hand at night. He cannot take it that Republicans voted against his tariffs. He feels he's losing control, so he began to bully even more. I could never understand who can be afraid of an old pissy depends man. I will stump his toe and sucker punch him in his nose if it had to be up to me. I'm not afraid of anyone. I done been in some bad situations when my power was put to my head. He can't make me scared. It would never happen. Him and his pissy depends can go bye-bye in the ground because God is going to take him soon. Please, Lord. Take him, Jesus. Please. Do America a favor. We need you, Lord. Take Donald Trump to glory.
Everyday tourists or distinguished dinner guests, everyone came to the White House through the East Wing. Jacqueline Kennedy had special exhibits installed so people could learn about the house. Betty Ford created a garden room. And then there was the family movie theater, where the Eisenhowers, Trumans, everyone up through the Bidens watched movies. From what we know, it sounds like the Jacqueline Kennedy garden will also be destroyed. But perhaps the greatest loss will be what was called the First Ladies Gallery, the hallway lined with the portraits of First Ladies. Theodore Roosevelt's wife came up with this idea over a century and a quarter ago. And it is here along this timeline that visitors to the White House would recognize the contribution of First Ladies. And it was here that one First Lady began to tell the world the story of the House of Democracy. Everyday tourists or just...
Well, say goodbye to that. All the portraits of the First Ladies. Melania Trump and Donald Trump are Scrooge. She wore a coat, trench coat that said, I don't care. She don't care. The rich could care less about middle class, poor, homeless. They could care less. And we don't care about you and Donnie because you need to be thrown up out of there on your ASS. Donald Trump and all his failures. Hold on.
As many failed businesses, here are just a few. Trump Ice bottled water, sold as the purest water from a secret spring, is from Vermont. Trump steaks ranged from $200 to $1,000. They were discontinued after 2 months. Trump Shuttle Airlines, Trump borrowed $250 million to buy an airline, but he didn't take care of the airplane, so an airplane crashed and then they went out of business after only 2 years. Trump Vodka, discontinued, low sales, many lawsuits over unpaid bills. Trump Castle, bankrupt and rebranded as Trump Marina. Trump Marina, bankrupt and sold. Trump Plaza, bankrupt and demolished. Trump's World Fair, bankrupt and demolished. Trump Taj Mahal Casino, it was advertised as the 8th wonder of the world, bankrupt and sold. Trump University, scammed thousands, many lawsuits and investigations. Trump Network, MLM that sold vitamins and health stuff. Trump Board Game with Milton Bradley, pulled from shelves because it didn't sell. He later tried to re-release it sold even less. Trump Mortgage LLC, financial services, lasted a year. VoteTrump.com, travel site, lasted a year. Trump Fragrances, pulled from shelves due to low sales. Trump Home Furniture, pulled from shelves due to low sales. Trump Net, telephone communication company, ran out of money before it even opened, and soon to fail because they all do. Truth Social, brought to you by Trump Media. Ew. Trump has many failed
Trump is a failure. He's the biggest loser that ever stepped foot in the White House. His first term, a failure. He tried to hide the number 19 from us, allowed American people to be unalive. The blood is on his hands. Now he want to take away food and starve you to death. That's who Donald Trump is, a monster, a fat, overweight slime ball who wear pissy depends in women's makeup daily. That's who you worship, MAGA? He's a drag queen. hair pieces, makeup, about 2 inches inside his shoes from what I have heard, alleged. A girdle, alleged. He wears more makeup than I do. I fill in my eyebrows and put on lipstick. I don't wear foundation or powder. Only time I do if I'm going somewhere nice. Donnie wears it every day because he ugly.
Want to know the real reason Trump doesn't get any pushback from Republicans in Congress? It's not just that they're cowards, it's because he's doing their bidding. Trump's acts to upend our democracy are achieving what the Republicans have wanted for a long time. They are the ones who supported slavery back in the day when they called themselves Democrats. Same for Jim Crow. They wouldn't even support laws to outlaw lynching, claiming it was a states' rights matter. Again, these were Southern Democrats known as Dixiecrats. Proud white racist Strom Thurmond ran for president as a Dixiecrat in the 1948 election, won by a real Democrat named Harry Truman. Our Civil Rights and Voting Rights Acts under LBJ made them so mad they switched parties, and since then they've been on a tear to achieve a white nationalist stranglehold by gerrymandering and vote rigging in such a way as to have permanent control. Sound familiar? So don't give Republicans a pass. They are the inheritors of the Strom Thurmond legacy. They don't wear sheets and pointy hats anymore, but they might as well. They even have a man named Trump as their grand klutz. Want to know the real reason Trump doesn't get any pushback from Republicans in Congress? It's not just that they're cowards, it's because he's doing their bidding.
Donald Trump is doing Peter Thiel's, Elon Musk, etc.'s bidding. They know he's already a rotten, spoiled, fat, nasty apple, but they know he's a cruel man, and they picked him to be the man to do their dirty deeds. And all those MAGA Republican, white, mediocre men in his party, oh, that's who they are and who they always have been. They just switched parties, yes. Changed the game up and pretended that we would never understand. We understand. My skin understand.
We have some news right now. California Governor Gavin Newsom is calling on Americans to, quote, wake up ahead of Tuesday's critical elections across the country in Virginia and New Jersey and Prop 50 in California. He's confident that Prop 50 will pass in California and that Democrats will perform. Why? Because he appeared on TV today and essentially said during an interview that Donald Trump's decision to prepare quick strike forces of National Guard members to send to all 50 states across the country starting in early 2026 is mobilizing Americans to literally get off the couch, to go vote, to make their voices heard. If you look at donor money coming into California, Prop 50 is almost certain to pass now, given the fact that Republicans have almost totally given up on it. They are not spending any more money. They are not getting out the vote as strong as Democrats. And if you look at other states, Democrats look like they're leading in all of them. Now, polls are one thing, real results are another, so we'll see what happens. But Newsom is saying, America, wake up, spread the word, follow along for more. We have some news right now. California Governor Gavin Newsom.
Get out and vote. Governor Newsom and his wife, they spoke the truth about everything. Y'all got to get out there and vote. We got to do our part. We cannot win a war if we sit on our wide behinds and do nothing. To win a war, you got to get out there and fight. Fight back. If you got to fight dirty, do what you got to do, because the Republicans are fighting dirty. Our vote is a sucker punch in Donald Trump's face. So get out and vote and make it count. So when you vote, you punching him all in that orange face. I know makeup is going to be all on your hands. I know. And I heard it's funky. Sorry. But we got to win. Let me see what I'm going to take us out of here with. We're going to listen to our girl. I think this is Jasmine Crockett. And then we're going to get up out of here. I love y'all.
Some of y'all even know his name. And, he decided he wanted to answer the call. Not the call of the people, not the call of Texans, call of Donald Trump. Right. So he says, yes, Mr. President. The president said, well, you know I'm fucking up. This is me paraphrasing. And so he said, so I'm not gonna win. Like, I know enough to know history. And I know that the last time I was in office, when 2018 came around, I lost all of them seats. So now that I'm looking out for my homies, the billionaires, and I'm making sure that people are going to go hungry in the streets of America, I'm making sure that we're losing jobs to the tune of losing about 1 million jobs in this country. I've installed these tariffs that don't make any sense and don't help any working families. And oh, the price of eggs. Oh yeah, I didn't fix that. And oh, about those wars. Well, yeah, I'm trying to start a new one. So guess what? I'm going to have to make sure I cheat my way through, because like that's the only way that I ever win is when I cheat, right? So Abbott said, yes sir, whatever you need, sir. So they decided to go after these seats.
You don't do that from a position of strength. Donald Trump is nothing if not this: weakness masquerading as strength. As a consequence of that call and a recognition that he will lose the 2026 midterm election, he didn't expect you to show up. He didn't expect any of this to happen. He thought maybe we'd have a candlelight vigil, maybe we would hold hands, maybe we could all come together and do an op-ed in the LA Times and just say what it could have, should have done something. They never expected this. They never expected all of you. They never expected this show of unity and support and recognition. And look,
it is incomprehensibly awful. He becomes president of the United States. He betrays every promise he ever made. He promises to bring down prices. Prices are going through the roof. And instead, what does he do? He takes trillions of dollars away from people's health care. He takes money away from people's food assistance. And he puts all that money to a tax cut for big corporations and rich people. Because this is all they're ever.
Some of y'all even know his name.
Governor Abbott. Wheelchair bandit. This is the first I ever saw somebody that is a wheelchair thug. The governor of Texas. The governor that decided to try to strip Jasmine Crockett of the district that she lives in. That part. Go vote. If you have not early voted, please go vote tomorrow. Vote yes to Prop 50. We got to win this race. No, we're in a marathon. Forget it being a race. This is a marathon. And it is imperative that we win. Because I tell you something, it won't always be like this. Sooner or later, it will turn in our favor. Go vote, please, so it can turn in our favor. Our God is an awesome God. We're going to rejoice, y'all. We will win. Please, I'm begging you, go vote if you have not voted. This vote is imperative. Vote Democrat. I love you guys. God love you. Have faith. Have faith. Believe. Pray. Vote. I love you guys. Good night.